webinar or with an apology. I'm so sorry for being almost 18 minutes late to join you all, but I really appreciate your time. As appreciation of your time, everybody who is on this webinar right now, your first application to Conestoga is free. So Himanshu, you please make sure that you write down the names of all our partners here today. And whenever in your life, as long as I'm working at Conestoga, your first student at Conestoga, the application fees would be waived off, as my apology and my appreciation for your time today. Himanshu and I go back way back. I think it was 2010 or 11. I was in India for Conestoga in Bangalore, and this guy was sitting in the lobby. No appointment, no nothing. He's sitting in the lobby. I come down to attend one of the agents' fair, and he recognizes me. He approaches me, starts talking to me. Do you have 5 minutes? I was going for breakfast. I said, okay. I sat and I started talking to him, and he shows me 48 applications. You're like, I brought 48 applications. If I don't get an agreement, it's okay. But can you please take these 48 applications? These students really wants to go to Conestoga College. And I'm like, I don't care right now, but I love the approach, right? And I'm like, okay. And then we started talking a little bit. It was his birthday that day, May 12th. And I gave him Conestoga's agreement that day as a birthday gift. And for next 3 years or so, Admission Overseas was one of the top recruiters for Conestoga College in India. They did amazingly well. They really helped us in North India, Punjab and surrounding area, and Hyderabad and surrounding area to really establish ourselves. So a huge shout out to Admission Overseas team for their support in my initial years at Conestoga. And for you all, a big hello, a handshake, and a namaste from me. Thank you for your belief in us and your awesome support. We have created history in this pandemic, and I'll show you, I'll tell you how. So traditionally, so 1967, as Himanshu mentioned, so traditionally, our May intake, we used to have a maximum recruitment or new student enrollment of 1,700 students around there, 1690, 1700. That used to be our maximum pre-pandemic. May 2021, Conestoga had 4,800 brand new student recruitment, enrollment. So these are brand new students who started with us in May. Huge shout out. So then September, our maximum was 2019, where we had around 4,700 brand new students start with us. This September, we had 6,200 students who started brand new. So with that, and our students who have joined us for a second program, or students who were in our second year or third year, they continued. So we have close to 14,000 international students, making Conestoga today the largest college in Canada. Right? I remember 2009 when I joined Conestoga, we were number 21 out of 24 colleges in Ontario. And today, I mean, I feel superbly proud. And it's all because of partners like Himanshu that we are the largest in Canada. Right? I mean, this gives me so much happiness and a huge smile on my face, and a lot of gratitude for support from partners like yourselves. And for past 4 years, we have been largest college in Canada for Indian students. In September, the Consulate General of India from Toronto visited Conestoga. And one of the things she wanted to visit us is because of Conestoga's presence in India. It's huge. One of the things which she mentioned was music to my ears. She was like, we hear complaints and issues from Indian students from various schools, colleges, universities, etc. But I have never heard any issue with students from Conestoga. Why is that? And I had no answer for that. I'm like, how do you answer that? And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe we are doing something right. Maybe students, we are recruiting the right kind of students. I don't know what it is. So she started with going in the classes and labs, etc. She met approximately 180, 200 students that day. And one question which she asked everyone, that why did you come to Canada, or why did you choose Conestoga College? Every student, whoever she asked, replied by saying that I had a relative, I had a friend, I had a neighbor, somebody was a graduate of Conestoga College. That's why they chose to study at Conestoga College. And in the end, we were having a cup of tea, and I'm like, ma'am, maybe that's the reason. Like, you go to a restaurant, you try something, and you're like, oh my God, go to that restaurant and try their tea or try their samosa or something, you say, right? Just because you enjoyed it so much, you want to share it with your friends. And the other side, if you don't like something, you go and say, make sure you don't go there, or make sure that if you go there, don't try their tea or don't try their samosa, right? They're awful. So similarly here, people are having such an amazing experience at Conestoga that word of mouth is going back. That improves our quality recruitment, that results in being the largest college in Canada today, right? So again, whatever is happening, my favorite analogy about this is that we are not playing tennis, we are playing soccer. So everybody, we are playing football. So every player is important to win the game. So be it recruitment partners like yourself, like Himanshu, be it a recruiter from the college like me, be it the admission staff, the faculty, the president, the vice president, everybody has played an important role for us to be where we are today. And I don't have much words than just saying thank you. I'm super pumped to continue our pursuit to change the world one student at a time, providing the right opportunity, which is not only in line with what the students are looking for, but what the future job opportunities are here in Canada and around the world. And this is something which I differentiate myself from other schools or recruiters, etc. I would never tell you I had 90% of employment rate, right? Because that was past. So we are not making cars that I had 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, right? So that has been established, same engine, it keeps on going. These things only work in what people manufacture, right? But when it comes to what we do as recruiters or life coaches or educationalists, right? We are trying to look in the future, and we are trying to prepare our population, right, to become better leaders tomorrow, right? And this is what Conestoga bases itself on. Before I get more in details with Conestoga and what we do and how we do, just want to let you know that I have been in this industry for 21 years now. I worked for Niagara College for 9 years, and for past almost 13 years, 12 and a half years with Conestoga. Amazing journey. 18 years of my life I lived in Niagara, and for past 4.5 years, I've been living in Kitchener-Waterloo. And I'm very, very proudly tell people that I bring students here, and my students brought me here. And during my presentation, you will realize that how this journey was possible, and how my students motivated me to be in Waterloo region. One of the things which I talk to people. So during my career, I have been to 73 countries for recruitment. And one question which is very, very common, which I hear from almost every parent, every student, every agent around the world is, my student is doing this particular program at Conestoga. Do you have jobs available in the region? This is a common question, even though the students don't want to stay in Waterloo after finishing their education, and they want to move on to Toronto and Alberta, etc. But they do ask me this question. And that led me to have a research into what is the industry sector of Waterloo region, which I'm going to talk in a bit. But before that, what I started thinking was, I know a lot of people in my life, and I'm very sure you might know a lot of people in your life. Maybe you are one of that person who, after class 12, never went for a formal education, right? But you are a very successful person today, or the person you know is a very successful person today. And that makes me think that if success can be achieved like that, then why would somebody come and study at a school like Conestoga College? So there are a lot of reasons, but few of the reasons which I think are very, very important are these people surround themselves with the right kind of people. These people network with the right kind of people, and these people create an ecosystem around themselves that leads them to success, what they are enjoying today. Fortunately, Conestoga College is located in a region which provides your students those opportunities ready-made. Conestoga's industry relationships, connection with the alumni is immaculate. And that's what we give to our students. So when I'm talking to the parents, I tell them that by law, I would be teaching your child 18 to 20 hours a week. But rest of the time, your child would be out there in Waterloo region, right? And what the footprint Waterloo offers for your child to be successful is incomparable. And this is what the world has realized. And that's why our recruitment is going out of the roof, right? And this is where, when you are recruiting students, you could be extremely confident telling to the kids that, you know what, I'm sending you to a place, right? I mean, we have 24 colleges in Ontario, right? It's very difficult for me to say that my global business management is better than Humber, or if Humber is saying that, Humber is lying, right? I cannot say I'm better than him. He cannot say you better, but it's a package which makes you better, right? So where we are located, that becomes superbly awesome, right? So now just going a little bit more into Conestoga, where we are, it's one of Canada's busiest, most innovative areas. Waterloo region, as I mentioned, also known as Canada's technology capital. An hour away from Toronto. People who don't know, we are the Silicon Valley. We are the California of Canada, right? I mean, it's awesome. It's one of Canada's fastest. We are one of Canada's fastest growing public colleges. We have more than 26,000 students studying, learning, and evolving in our 9 campuses. We have 3 more campuses coming up. That means more seats. So I was speaking with one of a very big agent yesterday, and he mentioned to me, and he was like, I really want to grow. And I told him one thing, and I'm glad he was talking to me yesterday, because that thought is in my head now, and I want to share it with you. I see over 120 people participating here. If you want to grow, there is one school which can help you grow. That is Conestoga. And I'll tell you why. It's a secret, don't tell anyone. In next 2 years, I want to be 18,000 international students. I don't think any college, any university, any high school in Canada can give you that big of a seat allotment. So 18,000 seats, I'm giving it to you, right? Grab as much as you can, but please do me a favor. Please do yourself a favor, that do it for the right student. Since 2009, and Himanshu would be a witness to that, since 2009, I have been telling all my recruitment partners around the world that there are 24 colleges in Ontario. I don't care about the 23. I care about Conestoga. Only send me students who really want to study, right? This school is very serious about education. We are not glamorous. So there are some schools who are doing very glamorous things. You would never see Conestoga doing any glamorous things. But what we really take pride on is what we are established for, connecting life and learning. That's what we do, right? And we promote ourselves like that. There is no unnecessary scholarship. There is no unnecessary support, right? Which car salesmen do, right? We are not those. We are an educational institute, and we are here to support your word, what you have learned from us, connecting life and learning and making people successful tomorrow, right? We have been superbly successful in 85 countries today and growing. Over 13,700 international students. All of them are choosing Conestoga not as a destination to be in Canada, but for a destination for a higher education to build a life for themselves, right? Superbly proud. I am so connected with my international students from almost every country, right? And that makes my life easy. I speak with people from other schools who are into a similar position as myself, and they're like, how do you do that? Like, where do you get time for all this? I said, you don't have time because you have to deal with issues. I just have to look at smiles. People who are studying at Conestoga, they're happy, successful people. They just motivate me more to do what I'm doing, right? I'm very proud that Conestoga has built a platform where we are able to connect, explore, help, grow, and be part of the reasons for tremendous success for students, staff, and community that we have achieved so far and will continue achieving. And I thank you again for being part of that amazing journey. Trust me, man, you all would make money, right? Every school would pay commission to you, right? But I can assure you one thing. When you're sitting at home in the evening, having a glass of whiskey or having your food, whatever you're doing, right? At that particular moment, you might not be thinking about money, and something would just click you. And that is satisfaction from deep inside here, that you change somebody's entire family forever. The rich does not go, the poor cannot go. It is the middle class which goes. You send one student for the right program in the right institution, and you have changed that family forever. That's what the platform here we are talking about. And that's what we're going to do together. I don't want huge numbers from you. I'm offering a huge number. I don't want huge numbers from you. Give me 1, 2, 3, whatever you can, but just make sure that you're sending the right kind of student to Conestoga so that we are able to collectively change those lives. At Conestoga, we offer over 300 career-focused programs ranging from 1-year certificate to 2-year diploma, 3-year advanced diploma, 1 to 2-year postgraduate program, and 4-year bachelor's degree. And talking about bachelor's degree, we offer the highest number of bachelor's degree than any other college in Canada out of Toronto. I think Humber has the largest number, and then we are the second largest. But we were the first college in Canada to offer a BE, Bachelor of Engineering. And before that, only universities could offer a BE, but Conestoga was the first. Now there are a couple others, but we were the first, and we are the only college in Canada to offer a BE in mechanical right now and in electronics. What does it tell you? It tells you that our IT and our engineering schools are one of the best in the country. And besides our IT and engineering, we also specialize hugely in hospitality, nursing, food processing, healthcare, media, and business studies. Over 75 programs at Conestoga College have a co-op. So I know most of you are aware of that, but people who are not, co-op is a semester or 2 semesters, which gives a jump start to your students in their career by combining valuable paid work experience with their academic programs. Himanshu, any questions at this point? Are we good to go? Continue.
Firstly, your description about how the agents have supported you and how you're thankful to the agents. It would have not been possible without your passion and without your leadership and your guidance. So we would like to thank you, Bhanu, for supporting us and always being so cooperative, picking up the phone at 12 a.m. in the morning, at 1 a.m. in the morning, Canada time. You're always hands-on, you're always approachable, and you're always on emails and on WhatsApp. So that is the kind of support we get from Conestoga and by your attitude towards work and life. So thank you so much, Bhanu, for being such a supportive university college, and thank you for all the agents love it. The agents, they have a very strong feedback. The industry, the international education industry, I meet a lot of people and I get a very strong feedback. This guy Bhanu, does he work whole night? Is he always awake? He's such a workaholic. So you are a workaholic, and I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people here who follow your Instagram and Facebook, and they would realize that you're always having a positive attitude towards life, and that is what you teach to everybody. So thank you, Bhanu. Thanks a lot. And definitely, yes, we have some questions coming up. You can have a look at the Q&A, and we have a question from Excel Education. Do you offer nursing and medicine?
So no, we offer nursing, yes, but no medicine. In colleges in Canada, we don't offer medicine, but we have a nursing as practical nursing right now. But Conestoga was just awarded by the government to offer bachelor's in nursing as our own degree. We right now offer it in conjunction with McMaster University. But we just got an approval, and next year we'll start offering a bachelor's in nursing, and there will be some international seats in that as well.
Okay, so Harmanjot Sodhi is asking how many each consultants can recruit. Is there a cap or a quota on the number of students which can be recruited from India?
No, there is no cap of recruitment. Mr. Sodhi, surprise me. Show me what you can do.
So there it is, Mr. Harmanjot. That's a challenge. Bring in as many.
It's a challenge. Here you go. It's a challenge. Surprise me.
Bring in as many numbers as you want. Parvesh is asking, Parvesh Kapoor, when will graduate certificate construction management Waterloo campus open up?
So construction management and post-graduation in nursing and food processing, these three are Conestoga's very, very popular programs, and they close very quickly. So construction management in Waterloo would open 7th of January. Okay, yeah. So I had not finished my whole spiel about Conestoga, but I was about to announce that January 7th is when we are opening September 2022. So please make sure that you are aware of that, and please make sure that you start collecting application as soon as the portal opens. I want you guys to be superbly aggressive in filing the application so that your students get the first dibs on the seats. Go ahead.
I have a few questions as well, and I'm pretty sure if you see the Q&A dashboard, there are a lot of questions coming up. Yadvinder is asking.
I just want to say, I just opened the Q&A, and somebody is asking about, can we recruit from Nigeria? My friend, the whole world is yours, right? I don't believe in limiting your potential. So if you have a student from Nigeria, please bring it on. Admit, offer, or apply application, admission overseas. This is one big platform. So they have the authority to recruit from around the world. So if you have Nigerian, Pakistani, Sri Lankan, Ghana, Kenya, whatever you have, please bring it forward. Just keep in mind that we recruit the right kind of student. What is your tuition fees? My tuition fees is around $14,000 for diploma and advanced diploma, $14,750 for postgraduate program, and $15,500 for our degree programs. Is math required for nursing? I would say in Canada, for the right kind of school, mathematics would be required for most programs. What we have done at Conestoga for Indian students in business, if somebody has commerce in grade 12, then we do not need mathematics. But for most other programs, we would need math. Change of agent possible for Conestoga. Before offer letter, yes, we can do it. But after the offer letter is done and student pays the $1,500 deposit, then it becomes very, very difficult for us to change the agent. So please stay away from that. But if the student is really suffering, case by case, I can discuss with Himanshu, and then we can go from there.
Great. And then we have other questions coming up from Natasha. Okay, you've answered that. Do you have a separate school of business? What undergraduate degree in business do you offer?
So we have two very strong degrees under School of Business, actually three: public relation, accounting, BBA in accounting honors, and BBA in international business management. We are, I would say, the only school in Canada in international business management bachelor's degree where we give 5 options to the students to do a major once they finish the degree: human resource, marketing, supply chain, international business, and there's one more. So we give them 5 options to do a major after their second year. Also, in our accounting degree, you take any college or university accounting degree. We, after finishing our program, students get the maximum credits towards becoming a chartered accountant in Canada after finishing Conestoga's degree.
We are getting bombarded with questions, So Keshav, I think he's an agriculture engineer. He says he wants to study courses related to water resources. Can you explain about food safety? Surprised. So we have some student in as well. Very good.
Oh, yeah. So food safety, quality assurance. So we have a food processing unit at Conestoga. We are the only college in Canada which has a mini food processing plant on campus. Over $9 million were spent to make that, and it's an exact replica of a real-time food processing plant. We have five programs right now under that school. food processing technician, packaging engineering technician. So these are 2 diploma programs. Then we have food processing, quality assurance. We have operation, leadership in food processing, and strategic packaging. So these 3 are postgraduate programs. Very well suited for people from agriculture background, but also very well suited for people who are coming from pure sciences, BSc biology, chemistry, physics, maths, those kind of backgrounds. I've seen a lot of engineers, mechanical engineer, chemical engineers taking that program as well. There are over 3,000 companies just in Ontario in food processing. And when these programs were initially launched, when we were promoting these programs, I used to ask people a question: what do you do when you first get up? Some people would say, I brush my teeth. Some would say, I drink a cup of tea, whatever they say. And then I ask the question, what do you do when you go to bed? And some people would say, I'll have a glass of milk, I brush my teeth, I have a green tea, whatever they have, they're drinking. And I said, did you just notice that you start your day with food processing and you're finishing your day with food processing? According to me, food processing is the largest industry in this world. So if you have a student coming from pure sciences, if you have a student who's coming from pharmacy, for example, so coming from microbiology, etc., right? Give these options to those kids, right? This takes them to a next level, and there are tremendous career opportunities after finishing those programs.
I have a question from the applications team. They're asking that when there is a waiver for onshore students, application fee waiver, however, the portal shows the gateway option. The portal shows the payment gateway option. So what is the solution for that? How do they bypass this payment gateway?
So you'll have to contact me. For onshore students, what we do is, this is how it started. A few years ago, there were some recruitment partners like yourselves who approached me, and they were like, I have 50 students, I have 20 students whose first choice was Conestoga, but because Conestoga was closed, they chose XYZ college, but now for their second program, they want to come to study at Conestoga. So what we did few things to help out those students. Number one, we waived IELTS. So there's no need for any kind of English testing for students who are already in Canada. And number two, just as an appreciation again, we waived the application fees, but it was not for everyone. It's not a blanket fee waiver. So you will have to contact, in this case, you'll have to contact Himanshu, and then I can give him the waiver code so that
excellent.
There's no
I would request all the partners attending today to spread out this word that if there is a student onshore, we always have that link where we find students onshore or their friends or brothers who might be studying maybe in a private college or some other colleges. They don't have to go through the IELTS again. They can directly enroll with Conestoga because there's an IELTS waiver. So that is a great opportunity. On the website, sometimes for some courses, it mentions that grade 11 maths required. So can we consider 10th maths instead of that? Because in India, you know how the system works. There is no grade.
No, so no, unfortunately, that becomes grade 12 for India, right? Except School of Business, where we will consider commerce-based course or subject. Rest, you will have to have grade 12 mathematics.
And do you have any course available for humanities background student in class 12? Because we don't see a lot of options for humanities background students.
So depending upon what they want to do, we have a personal support worker, we have nutrition, we have chef training. So there are few programs available for those kind of students who did not have any strong, no, I should not say strong, any course or subject which could lead into a career, be it commerce, be it science, mathematics, etc. So these students can choose those programs. Alternatively, what I've seen students from India who have humanities, and in humanities also they had courses which were not helping them at all, like physical education, history, and those kind of subjects, which were not helping them at all. They took 1 year general arts and science. And during that time, they chose mathematics and other subjects which helped them get into a business program or help them get into a science-based program.
Okay. Yadavalli Vaishnav is saying that he got his fees paid today, and he's going to get admit for IT business October and pay with GIC tomorrow Would there be enough time to? Yeah, there is enough time to file for visa. Yeah, the Willy, you still have enough time. The visas are eventually taking 1 to 1.5 months, so you should get it on time. But try as soon as possible. Um, okay, what is the current visa success rate of non-SDS profiles? What would you say
So
on that?
yeah, so what I do is at Conestoga, we every semester we run a report on these kind of scenarios, right? And at Conestoga, so far since SPP started in 2009, so far we are not seeing a lot of difference, because if there was a lot of difference, then we would limit our recruitment to SDS profiles only. So from our standpoint, the success rate is very, very similar for SDS and non-SDS.
We
And
have
during pandemic, a lot of people became non-SDS because they were not getting the dates for IELTS, or they were not able to score good in IELTS. So they were doing Duolingo to get into Conestoga, which I required 115. But then they got 6 in IELTS, which was good enough for SDS, because SDS didn't care whether you met the college requirement or not. They just wanted their requirement. So we had a lot of students who got 115 in Duolingo, right, and only 6 in IELTS. So they got admission based on Duolingo, and they applied for their visa based on um, IELTS.
Are you still accepting Duolingo or TOEFL and PT?
Yeah, we accept everything, and Duolingo is acceptable so far till September 2022.
Okay. Can you specify the PT requirements for undergraduate and postgraduate?
I'll have to, I think it is 58, if I'm not wrong. I don't get a lot of PTE questions, so I can quickly check on my website. Alternatively, you can do the same thing, but
In the
I can.
meantime, you can check that. In the meantime, we have Ana Maria from Chile. She says she has a student interested to go to Conestoga, and she's asking a list of open courses. So, Anna, I would suggest if you can send us an email, or just leave down your email ID, we will send you the list of open programs. Even you can go to the website and check, but however, we have the exact list of the open programs and we can send you that.
So PTE requirement for undergraduate diplomas is 58.
Okay. Okay, so there was a question, if this IELTS course is, IELTS result is awaited, can the student apply on a conditional offer?
Absolutely. So even if student has not written IELTS yet, but they have registered for IELTS, you can submit the registration proof, and I can give you a conditional offer letter based on that.
Excellent. Guys, this is very important. If your students are awaiting the IELTS or PT score results, they can still apply for a conditional offer. Okay. If the student has done 12th with arts background and computer science and math as optional subjects, then is the student eligible for any computer related course?
Absolutely, yes. All we need is mathematics there, and if they have a mathematics, then they're good to go.
Simranjeet Kaur Bullard is asking, if the student has done MSc in food and nutrition, what would you suggest as a relevant option for him at Conestoga?
Food safety and quality assurance, operation leadership in food manufacturing, or strategic packaging. Either one of the programs would be awesome for them.
Excellent. We've answered this. Do you have any courses available for chemistry background students at postgraduate level?
Absolutely, we have tons of them. There are a couple of programs in environment. Then there is 3 programs I mentioned in food processing area, and a lot of chemistry students also take project management for some reason, because that also leads to project management is a universal program, and that also helps them in their career if they want to continue in chemistry later on. But I would suggest any of the food processing programs.
Okay. Would a student get IT course after completing a 12th with commerce background?
No, we need math. Yeah, they can if they have math as a subject, but if they don't have mathematics, then no, not at Conestoga.
Amrita Khatri from Nepal is asking, How about a business math from Nepal for math requirement meetings? Also, what program would you refer for students without math if they have completed their 12th?
So it's a very different kind of question. So let me dissect the question and answer. So if the person has business math, I would not label it as business math. If the student has math in grade 12, I would accept it for any of my program, any program. If the student does not have math, but they have commerce subjects like business studies, accounting, statistics, computer science, anything which a commerce student would take, I would accept that student in all of my business programs except the degree, all of my diplomas in business. I would also accept that student into personal support worker, nutrition, chef training, those kind of programs. If the student does not have anything related to business or related to mathematics, then those students would be eligible for personal support worker, chef training, nutrition, those kind of programs.
So Amrita ji, let those applications come in from Nepal. Business math is eligible for all business related courses. So we have Gurveer, how many backlogs in graduation are acceptable? And do you accept students who have completed graduation 5 to 6 years back?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, I mean, again, I did not finish what I wanted to say to you. I just said, Himanshu, any questions? And it just went in a different direction.
Sorry, this is, we have
No,
flooded.
it's all good. It's going fine as long as I'm able to answer questions for people, because I had a lot of things in my mind I wanted to discuss. So one of the things which Conestoga does right from the beginning, since 2009-10, we do not penalize your student for any number of backlogs. We do not penalize your student for any number of gaps. Where we do pay attention is GPA. So if you send me a student who has got a 50%, a 55% in their bachelor's, I might not accept that student. So we need 60% and higher GPA for almost 90% of the programs at Conestoga. But they can have 100 backlogs, they can have 7, 8, 9 years, 10 years of gap. That doesn't matter, but GPA is important.
What I would suggest is basically if you can continue with the information and what you wanted to talk about. I think most of the questions may be answered through the conversation, and we can continue with the question and answer session at the end of the presentation. What do you say, Bhanu?
No, that's okay. I can do that. I just have to recollect my thoughts. But continue asking questions. The one thing which I wanted to say, which becomes very, very important when you are doing your recruitment. One kind of recruitment is like, bhej se jao, right? The other kind of recruitment is when the students are coming to you, or parents are coming to you, or you're in a party or in a marriage or somewhere. We can never let our recruitment hat go. That's who we are, right? So you pick up on things, and then you establish a relationship, you establish an image, you establish a platform, right? So at Conestoga, for example, when I am walking, for past 5-6 years, after listening that question, whether there is a job available for this particular program in Waterloo region or not, I did an industry scan of Waterloo region, and I myself was surprised the type of industry which was existing there, right? So just to give you an example, a few of the things which I will mention: advanced manufacturing, aerospace, business and financial services, food processing, water technologies, automotive, biotechnology, information technology, of course, logistics and transportation, health and life sciences. These are a few of the industries. Also, Waterloo region is one of Canada's, and I would say one of the world's largest startup ecosystem as well. So all these combined, they give that opportunity which I was talking to you about in the beginning of my little speech here, that gives that opportunity for your students to be successful. I am in close contact with a lot of students, international students studying at Conestoga, especially for the past year and a half, 2 years. So you will never find me in my office. How I work is I take my laptop, I would be sitting in the library in the college, I would be sitting in the cafeteria, because I need my ears, right? I hear what the students are experiencing, what the students are sharing. In some ways, I can help kids if they are struggling a little bit. In other cases, kids help me to do what I do. in a very amazing way because I hear their stories. And you will not believe, Conestoga is in Canada recruitment, first of all, is huge. Why? Because I don't have a huge network here. Students bringing students. They have friends studying in other colleges. They're friends who went to a private college to study in a PPP kind of a arrangement and all those kind of things. And those students are hearing what these kids are doing, and now those kids are pulling them. Or somebody already had Conestoga in their mind, but they could not get into, but everything else was right in their life. So they were like, okay, this is the right opportunity. I will go to Canada. And then they come and study here. So these opportunities which the students get is huge, right? And thinking from a life coach point of view, I give a lot of thought. I don't have a presentation. You see, 21 years of doing this, I don't have a PowerPoint, number one. Number two, secret again, I don't know how to make a PowerPoint. I never did that, right? I'll give you a very, very funny story. It was 2013. We were in Jalandhar, and one of the I was the director international at that time at Conestoga, and one of the vice president was visiting India with me, and we went to one of the universities in Jalandhar, close to Jalandhar, and this guy was not supposed to speak. I was supposed to speak. He was just there to shake hands and stuff like that. 20 minutes before the presentation, the principal of the university leans over to the guy and said, "Mr. Allen, we would really appreciate if you could also say a few words." So Allen looks up to me and he says, "Do you have a PowerPoint?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "They asked me to speak. Do you have a PowerPoint?" And I said, "Why do you worry about a PowerPoint when you have a power plant?" Right? So I speak from my heart. I really very passionate about my school, of course, but also I'm very passionate about human beings. My daughter once asked me, she was like, "What's your favorite thing?" And I said, "Life." And she was like, "What's your favorite thing in life?" I said, "Human beings. I love human beings." Right? I mean, this is one of the most beautiful things God has created, according to me. And I just love observing them and being part of their growth if I, in any way I can. So taking back this to the, what I was trying to say, that I give a lot of thought in why one thing is working out. So when Conestoga is working out, I started looking deep into, I started spending a lot of time with the staff at Conestoga and everything, be it related to international or not, doesn't matter, but as a whole machinery, I started spending time. And this is what I found out, that Conestoga focuses on three major areas: student satisfaction, student leadership, and student success. And I think this is the philosophy that has helped us make ourselves a very, very strong brand, both domestically and internationally. International growth I have shared with you. I might not have shared the number with you. 2009, when I joined Conestoga, they had 70 post-secondary students from around 28, 29 countries. Today, we are the largest in the country. 14,000, almost 14,000 international students from around 85 plus countries. And how did this happen? Of course, people like Himanshu has played a tremendous role in that, but also happy and successful students bring more students to our campuses, right? Again, making us the largest college in Canada. Happy students, right? Their word of mouth has really played an important role. I really admire Conestoga's forward-looking, active learning and collaborative approach. So one of the parents in Nigeria one time asked me that, "You are talking so much about the region where you are and how students can really benefit from that region. What is Conestoga College doing to benefit from that region?" And I'm like, amazing question. And there are so many things that we do to benefit, like we are into research, etc., etc. But I'm just going to point out one thing which will directly relate to the success of your child. And he was like, "What is that?" I said, over 35% of Conestoga's new program development committee or existing program maintenance team comprises of leaders from the industry. They share with us what's in future, and we develop a new program or we modify our programs to match the future needs, making our graduates job ready. Now, just an example. In 2009, when I joined Conestoga, we had 14 postgraduate programs. Today, we have 72 postgraduate programs, again, the largest in the country. And we have around 11 more programs with the ministry right now. Any day we can get an approval. So there are 11 more postgraduate programs coming for your students at Conestoga. And why are we doing this? We are doing this because we did not forget why we were established. So community colleges in Canada were established to meet and satisfy the community need as far as the professional things are concerned. And we keep on making programs because 35% of our new program development committee are from the industry. So they tell us what is needed tomorrow in Canada, in North America, right? And we develop a program to satisfy that need. Now, that leads me to talk about the various schools Conestoga has. So we have School of Applied Computer Science, School of Business Studies, School of Community Services, School of Creative Industries, which is Media and Design, School of Engineering Technology, School of Health Sciences, Hospitality and Culinary Arts, School of Liberal Studies, School of Trades, and School of Workforce Development. So these are 11 schools at Conestoga College, offering over 300 programs for your students, ranging from 1 year to 4-year bachelor's degree. As far as the admission requirement is concerned, we require IELTS 6, nothing less than 5.5 in our diplomas and advanced diploma and trade programs. And we need 6.5 with no band less than 6 in our degree and our postgraduate programs. As mentioned, we also accept tests like TOEFL, PTE, Duolingo, and all the requirements are mentioned on our website. You can look there. Fees I have already spoken to you about. One thing which Conestoga takes a lot of pride in, and we have been contacted by a lot of private schools in the past 7-8 years. You all are aware that Ontario government had allowed public-private partnership, which means a public college can deliver their program in a 2 to 3 room class college, they call it, in Toronto, Mississauga, Brampton, these kind of areas. Good for certain kids. Conestoga does not believe in such kind of partnerships. We do not intend to do any such kind of deliveries. We believe in ourselves and we will deliver ourselves. Currently, we have 9 of our own campuses, 3 more campuses coming. You must have heard that we are coming up with a huge campus in Milton, which is 15-20 minutes from Mississauga, 15-20 minutes from Brampton. Not that that location makes a lot of difference, but we are going towards GTA as our own campus. So when you send a student, it's not like they're going to, I've heard one of the university presentation a few days ago in India, and the guy was saying, you just have to study for 2 days. What are you doing, man? You just have to study for 2 days. I'm like, wow, man, this is what your presentation is about. Like, I mean, you're promoting education. So we are not that. That's why I'm saying, send kids to me who really want to study. I'm going to teach you 5 days, 20 hours a week. That's what I'm going to teach you. No scholarship, no nothing. But once you finish your education, you have an amazing career in front of us, in front of you, right? I don't like to talk about the past. Whatever is in the future is future. But I'm just going to mention one figure that I just ran a report, last year's report. $48,000 a year was an average salary at Conestoga. Now, this is a huge amount considering people are graduating from general arts and science, chef training, personal support worker, these kind of courses people are doing. And then there are engineering and other where high paying jobs are, right? So this is huge as a starting salary. Another example I would like to share is one of the partners we work with lives in Kitchener, and he was flying to India and he called an Uber. The guy who came to pick him up was from India, and they're driving to the airport, and he was striking a conversation with him. And he said, so how are you here? And he was like, I'm an international student. What do you do? I work in this company. Okay, and where did you study? Conestoga College. What program did you do? Robotics and industrial automation. Okay, are you happy with what's happening? You're like, yep, I make $68,000. I'm doing very good. And then he was like, so why are you driving Uber? You're like, I'm a single guy on the weekend. What do you want me to do? Extra cash, I make it. My insurance and everything goes from the side. So I'm just doing it for fun. So the guy was like, you know what? I know a lot of Indian students. You guys are very entrepreneur. right? Go-getters and everything. And he was like, so you are making $68,000. When did you graduate? He said 6 months ago. He was like, okay, what about your other classmates? He was like, we were 60 people in my class, like 2 sections, 30 each. And he's like, almost everybody is making a similar amount, plus minus 5,000. Somebody might be making 63, somebody's making 50, 72 or something like that, but everybody's. And he was like, oh, wow, that's huge. So would you recommend Conestoga? And he was like, my entire village is here. And he was like, what do you mean? And he was like, I'm from Moga, right? And he was like, every person who has contacted my parents from my village is studying at Conestoga right now. When he reached the airport, he paid the guy left. The guy calls me from the airport and he says, this is what you guys are doing. I was superbly proud by listening to things like this. I can sit here and tell you this as a number. At Conestoga, we have $68,000 annual salary. Students are making all those things, but it's not about that. It's about that student and how he has done it and what he is doing in return, passing it forward, bringing more kids here, right? And this is what I think you would enjoy when you do recruitment, right? Because I have with Himanshu, for example, it's not just a professional relationship, but a personal relationship also. He calls me elder brother. I treat him as a younger brother. And sometimes we would just talk personally, right? And I know that he encounters a lot of issues from students going to other colleges and all those kind of things. At least I can assure you that working with one school, that issue is taken out from your life, but it becomes a proud moment for you that when you are talking to students and parents, you're like, go to Conestoga, man. You really want to study, you want to make a difference, go to Conestoga, right? Coming back to the campuses, right now, out of 9, 6 campuses where the international students would be studying. There will be 2 campuses are in Kitchener. Then we have one in Cambridge, one in Waterloo, Brantford, and in Guelph. With that, Himanshu, let's go back to questions a little bit. And then
I'm just super excited to hear about the Milton campus.
Yes.
I've been there personally, and I drove from Brampton to Milton, so it hardly took maybe 20-25 minutes. So that's going to be a super hit, and I guess a lot of applicants who want to end up in Sheridan will go to the Milton campus at Conestoga.
Yeah, again, not comparing with any of the public colleges' main campuses, but of course, I don't enjoy or share a same sentiment towards the PPPs. I don't think that's right. But anyways, that's my thinking. But of course, this will give an opportunity in multiple ways. So what happens is when you establish a campus in a community, you are taking courses which are needed in that community. So that would be one, the students would be studying what's needed there. But also it will be expanding our seat capacity, right? And also, if people want to live in a Brampton or Mississauga kind of community, right, that gives an opportunity for kids to do that as well.
Excellent. So my good friend Akshay is asking, do you have any programs for postgraduate in psychology or psychology related students?
I would say related. We don't have a psychology program. Just a quick comparison between universities in Canada and colleges. According to me, I came to Canada 22 years ago as an international student myself. And this is my opinion that universities and college system is very unique in Canada. You cannot compare us to United States or Australia or any other country. It's very unique to Canada. Universities in Canada, like any other country, are theoretical based. They are research based. A person who comes to teach you, PhD holder, etc., etc. Colleges in Canada are very career-focused, job-oriented, hands-on, applied in nature. So person who comes to teach you has a master's degree, but also have a tremendous work experience in the industry. So they actually share what's happening outside. And from a layman's point, how I describe this is that when you go to a university, you learn gravitational law, for example. When an apple falls to the ground, gravitational law. That's what you learn in university. In a college, you would learn that, but you would also learn that if the ground is hard, the apple would break. So that's the practical side of it, right? So that's so when I define these two institutions like this, what it explains in other way is that anything which is theoretical in nature will not be offered in a college. College would be offering anything which is practical and hands-on in nature. So we don't have psychology, but what we have is public service, we have human resource, we have mental health, we have community and social service management. So these are the 4 programs which are very, very popular among students with a psychology background.
Excellent. Akshay ji, application bhejo. You got your answer. Mehak is asking, she applied for early childhood education. She didn't get it that time. If she applies for May, what are the chances? Mehak, we can help you. Can you send us the student ID? We'll look into it. Is it possible to give IT business analysis program for ECE students? IT business analysis for electronics.
Yeah, so yeah, yes and no. So we have given those in the past. Students have struggled, so we are basing it on people with a computer background. So if we have a student who is strong in computers, even though they are ECE, they have done a diploma or something in computer, I will really consider that. But my preference would be, please enroll students with a computer background in that program.
Excellent. Bhavna ji, you're asking, this question was answered before. So yes, your students can apply for a conditional offer without the English language tests. So if they have completed grade 12, they can apply without the IELTS or TOEFL, and they will get a conditional offer. Geeta from Nepal, you have done 12th with non-med and you have experience of 1 year in IT sector. You want to study computer science. I guess Geeta, no, there are no scholarships in Conestoga, so you will have to arrange for the funds or maybe take an education loan. Okay, then we have, will you accept someone completes maths online from Canada?
Yeah.
The OSD, I guess, Ontario Secondary School Diploma.
Yeah. We do it all the time, and I actually tell students who had commerce in grade 12 and they want to study IT, for example, now, or they change their mind, they want to study nursing or something. There's one I know about is virtualhighschool.ca, where you can take a math credit and it's 3 weeks, only $520 something, and then you're done and you can submit that and we will accept it. Embassy accepts it too.
Student with degree in zoology wish to study project management, is that okay?
Yeah.
What kind of courses are available for physics background students?
So anything related with food processing, all pure science students choose that. So physics students can do the 3 postgraduate programs I mentioned in food processing.
Can family travel?
That's your question.
Okay, I think that's most of the questions. And if a student has, can IELTS or PT be waived off if the student has 2 years of education in Australia?
Absolutely. I will waive it, but you have to manage the visa. Where are they applying from? If they're applying from India, Canadian Embassy in India will ask for any kind of English testing. Most probably it will be IELTS.
I think this is from Nepal. Shanti Chetri is asking this question. So it's the same, Shanti, all the applications from Nepal are processed from India. So the embassy will ask for the IELTS. Is that Conestoga offers academic conditional? Yes, academic offers, conditional offers are there. What is the turnaround time of offer letters? What should we presume, or is it different for courses by courses?
So I would say now very confidently, last year we did something very wrong, and it was a month and a half and stuff like that. We had too many applications, staff was not ready for that. But now we have streamlined things. So I would very confidently say that within 10 business days maximum, you will receive an offer letter from Conestoga College.
Do you offer admission for students who have done distance learning graduation?
Yes.
Okay, this program, can you elaborate more on quality assurance if a student's background is software engineering?
I would say don't apply for that program for software engineering. This is more for manufacturing, mechanical, industrial, those kind of students. So this is quality assurance, would be working in a plant as a quality supervisor. So software engineering, I would not say. We have tons. We have over 13 postgraduate programs for people with an IT background, but quality assurance is more for mechanical, manufacturing, industrial.
Okay, just a couple of questions more. If a student has done 3 years diploma after 10th and not 12th, are they eligible to apply for undergraduate courses?
Yes, if they have done a 3-year, yes, they are.
Are they eligible to apply for a postgraduate course as well?
No, because those 3 years would be counted as grade 12.
Okay. I think we're done with most of the question.
So let me put this in front of everyone here right now. Because of you all, Conestoga has become a very popular school around the world. And as Himanshu mentioned earlier, our programs get full very, very quickly. If you have a right kind of student, and if the program is closed, before you say no to the student, please check with Himanshu, and he can in turn check with me whether I can, help that child. So it's never no to begin with, right? Please reconfirm, because sometimes we are able to, but don't do it just for the sake of getting an offer letter. If you really think that students want to go to Conestoga, or Conestoga would be the right college for that student, please approach me and I would do my best to accommodate that student. On Sunday night, or no, Saturday night, Himanshu and I helped over 18 students. He sent me, we were just talking randomly. We were just talking, and he was in his office. He put his camera on, and I was talking to his staff. And by Sunday morning, yesterday morning, when I woke up, Himanshu had sent me a list of 18 or more students. I think it was 18 students in just one day. For May, the programs were closed, right? And I'm going to process those applications, help process those applications now. I mean, this is already with admission team right now. So by tomorrow, he might receive the offer letter for those. So this is just an example, right? Please don't play games, right? I'm a very straight shooter, and I would really appreciate if you guys can work like that with me as well. If there is a student and we can really help them out, I would really do that for you guys.
So guys, if you have serious applications for May intake, let us know. We will discuss the case with Bhanu, and hopefully if the student is admissible, definitely the application will be processed. There is no application fee waiver on that. So I understand that if a student is paying $100 application fees, they are serious, they want to join, and they will end up paying the tuition fees. So we want more of conversions. We don't want more of paperwork, which is useless for both the parties. Excellent.
Yeah.
Any final questions are welcome before we sign off. And I would request you, Bhanu, before requesting you, I would like to say thank you. Thank you from the core of my heart. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for always being an elder guide who has been showing us the light, how to recruit, how to guide the students in the best way we can. I know that your counseling, the way you counsel, I've seen personally when you've counseled students in Hyderabad or whenever you were in Punjab, I've seen the way you guide students, and that is like a wow factor for me, a wow factor for the students who listen to you. And thank you for being so knowledgeable and guiding everybody with your knowledge and light. Thanks a lot, Bhanu.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your kind words and this opportunity. And again, a huge thank you for everyone who have participated today in this webinar. And sorry again for the delay. It was not me. I was sending pictures to Himanshu how my computer was acting up. We all work very hard, and the hardest person in this world to lead. We are all leaders because we are all business people. We are all leaders, but the hardest person to lead in this world is ourselves. We constantly get in the way of our own growth and progress. Let's fix that. right? What Jack Ma, who's the owner of Alibaba, I think, what he said was, nobody knows the future. You can only create the future. So let's join hands. Let's take this as an opportunity to create an awesome future for our students and for ourselves. Thank you very, very much. And I hope I earned the privilege of your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Banu. Thank you, and have a great day. It's early morning for you. Have a great day, and thank you to all the partners, all the students, and all the consultants, all counselors for joining us today and staying back in the office, being stuck to your desktop. I wish you a good ride, safe travel back home. Thank you, everybody, and thanks a lot for all the support. Thank you, Banu. Bye bye.